Random fact, did you know that angels don't play the harp? That and more on today's episode of What I Played in the Month of December. It's Christmas! It's finally time where I can break out all of these classic dark medieval carols, those peppy, joyful 50s carols, all of those sort of old Christmas standards, and some new Christmas standards. I often start my programs in December with crowd favorite Carol of the Bells, or the Ukrainian Bell Carol. I start with this arrangement by Dolores Mooring. But while I often begin here, this month I've actually been synthesizing it with another favorite carol, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. I mean, what better way for all ye merry gentlemen to rest than by loud ringing Christmas bells? Where I live, we have had so much white Christmas, so we have to lean in and celebrate these picturesque scenes by a medley of two favorites, White Christmas and Winter Wonderland. As long as I don't have to drive through it, I'm great. For a lot of these popular ones, again, I love the arrangements by Mary Jean Zarek or Zarak. I hope I say that right. And then once I've gotten everyone familiarized with really classic popular songs, I bring in one of my favorite obscure carols, In Praise of Christmas, or To Drive the Cold Winter Away. This is a 17th and 18th century English carol, and I use an arrangement by Tamsin Dearly. It really leans into that mysterious, haunting quality because it is so dark. It gets dark so early in the Northern Hemisphere, and this is when we need music to drive the cold winter away. Now, I have been playing for a lot of extra events, some church services, Christmas parties, and when I roll my harp into a new venue, people will say, "Ah, you play the harp. You must be an angel." I don't like to bring out the wings and halo. I mean, they're just so much work if they get wet. But I do bring along some angelic carols. I've arranged several angel-themed songs for the harp, including Angels from the Realms of Glory and Angels We Have Heard on High. I developed my arrangements because I would play a song over and over and over again at different gigs, and then I would kind of fall in love with a version of it or an improvisation of it. Then I'd have to remember what I did, so I wrote it down, and once I wrote it down, well, I put it on my website and it's available for purchase. So if anybody needs music, angel-themed or Christmas-themed, all of my own arrangements are on my website, Anna Hagen Harpist. I especially love my own arrangement of Angels We Have Heard on High. I really lean into some of the what are called ostinato patterns, this alternating chord structure. It's a harmonization you hear a lot in classical music like Mozart. It really adds that sparkle, ethereal quality, and it's really easy to play. Random Bible fact for the day. Actually, angels don't play harps. At least not in the traditional Christian or Hebrew scriptures. The only place I can find angels playing harps is that one song, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, where they bend near the earth to touch their harps of gold, but not in the Bible. Angels are not musicians, they're messengers. The word angel comes from the word message. In Hebrew, it's malach. In Greek, it's angel comes from evangel, the same word as good news, to deliver news. Think Newsies with caps. These are the same words used when the king would send a courier, a message to his generals at the army, or an ambassador to a foreign nation. That makes these angels not creatures with wings and halos. In fact, those are never mentioned. The thing that makes an angel is that they are delivering messages from a heavenly king. But instead of going to important people like generals and other monarchs, these messengers come to everyday ordinary people, farmers, shepherds, retiring priests, and teenagers. So for all these ordinary people, I played a medley. First the old German carol, Wall by My Sheep, I Watch at Night, and then the very popular Hark the Herald Angels Sing. You see, while I can't find evidence of angels playing harps, the one time they're making music is when they deliver the good news of Christ's birth to the shepherds in the Christmas story. Then the news is so good, they can't help but burst into song. It's fun to play some of the grand Christmas carols like Hark the Herald Angels. You can really lean into big, boomy octaves. So what is the hallmark of angels if it is not wings and halos and harps? Well, these messengers deliver news of great joy. Everyone who encounters an angel, in the Christmas story especially, walks away rejoicing. Mary and Zacharias sing, their souls fill with joy. The shepherds go on their way overflowing with joy. This summer, I arranged a beautiful medieval carol for the harp, Gaudete. Gaude is the Latin word for joy, and Gaudete is the imperative, rejoice, rejoice. Even though it's in a minor key, it has this explosive energy. It just screams joy. I arranged every verse to have a slightly different emphasis, different octave, a different rhythm, so it almost plays like a concert performance piece, a theme and variations. Gaudete, again, on my website. Now, if you are doubting any of my references for angels lacking harps, I am getting all of these scriptures directly out of the gospel story of Christmas in Luke's chapter 1 and 2. You can check my references, or you can listen to it in the Charlie Brown Christmas special. I love Vince Guaraldi. I played an arrangement of the Charlie Brown Christmas by Sylvia Woods, which has versions both for pedal and lever harp. Always crowd favorite. People cheer and stomp whenever I get to play Linus and Lucy. Of course, the first angelic appearance isn't to shepherds, it's in the chapter 1 of Luke, to Zachariah and to Mary. A great songs about the Annunciation, that appearance of Gabriel to Mary, is Mary Did You Know? I love the arrangement for harp by Marilyn Rambo, again, crowd favorite. I've also gotten to play for some extra fun events like the South Bend Public House and bring my Irish harp to our local Irish pub, Fiddler's Hearth. It was really fun to play this Irish Christmas carol that I arranged this year at an Irish pub. Columcille, or No Wind at the Window, is another song about the Annunciation. The moment the angel Gabriel appears to Mary with the news, God is coming to earth and he wants you to be part of the process. It's really interesting that unlike stories across a lot of other mythologies, this is a story where the god asks consent. The request at the beginning of this month, one of my friends who is on hospice asked for me to play Breath of Heaven, another modern song by Amy Grant, this time from Mary's perspective, meditating on what it means, birth of God and the presence of his spirit. So despite all the jokes, I don't actually have wings and a halo. In fact, I never wanted to have wings and a halo. I don't want to be that kind of angel, but I do always want to be a messenger of great joy. So we have to play the jazzy version of Joy to the World. I developed this version for my CD, Repeat the Sounding Joy. In fact, I took the title from this classic carol. Repeat, repeat, repeat the sounding joy. And I want to make music good enough to put it on repeat. So after we have played these popular favorites, angelic classics, and Celtic Annunciations, well, it's usually time for me to go dashing through the snow. Popular requests at the end of the programs almost always include Jingle Bells and Silent Night. Again, versions that I've arranged for the harp. My version of Jingle Bells draws on the tradition of Troika, the classical interpretation of sleigh bells. Ding, 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 ding. And the most out-of-pocket request was Run, Rudolph, Run. I actually brought in my drum machine for this, which was so fun. I get to play with churches on Christmas Eve, but my regular symphony doesn't start up again until next year. And since I always have to be practicing for the next season, right now I'm prepping for a lot of wedding shows. I'm playing a lot of wedding music because people who get engaged this season will be planning their weddings in January. Wedding songs I'm practicing again, Epic, Could You Fall in Love with Me Again, some Taylor Swift, of course. I realize I won't get to do another one of these, what I played this month, until next year! So for these last few days of 2025, thank you. Thank you so much for this year, for watching and listening. I have had so much fun making an entirely different program every month. Cram these last few days with so much good music. And until the next time I get to see you, may all of your days be filled with good news of great joy and with great music.